What's something that isn't therapy, but feels like therapy? Laughing so hard with a friend that your stomach muscles ache. Especially old friends. I have made a lot of new friends in the past few years from starting a new job, and they are great, but I spent time with a friend of over 20 years the other day, and there is just something special about spending time with someone that truly knows you. I left my hometown after high school. A friend since elementary school called me randomly yesterday, and we didn't skip a beat. His voice, his accent, our stories reminded me of who I really am. Walking into the woods and bathing in the sunlight and coolness. There's something about trees that gives me a sense of calm. That and petting cats and dogs. Being around the ocean has the same feeling for me. Nature is rad. It's such a shame we don't respect it more. A good talk with a friend isn't therapy, but sure feels like it. My therapist once told me that a great therapy session is about as effective as a good talk with a friend. Just be careful not to substitute your friend as a therapist. Some people truly need to see a professional who is paid to unload deep-seated issues they have and help them take steps towards improving themselves, and trying to put that burden on a friend is both unfair and a good way to lose said friend. Cleaning and organizing. It's oddly therapeutic for my mind. My house is never cleaner than when I am angry or frustrated. I rage clean. Damn, I wish this was my go-to instead of food. I saved a quote to my phone that says something along the lines of, "If she randomly gets up and starts cleaning, it's not because the house is messy, it's because her mind is." And that is so true for me. Alone time. This. With a wife and 2 younger kids, those random days where you have a few hours to yourself in the house are priceless. I have 3 kids with my wife. We have absolutely no one that can watch our kids. Her family is crazy religious, and my mom seems to have zero interest in doing it. We haven't had more than one night away together in 16 years. It's just not possible. What we do though, for our sanity, is send each other on trips with friends or solo. Nothing crazy. Like a Thursday to Sunday kind of thing. Really helps recharge. Soon though, when my kid gets their license, we will take a 2-night getaway. Crafting. When you get in the zone, it's like meditation. For me, quilting by hand does the trick. Cursing as well. It's required as part of crafting, yes. When I get home from work and my wife picks up our 5-month-old boy so he can see me approach, and he does a full-face wide-mouthed squint-eyed smile once he sees me. It resets my entire soul. On a similar thread, once he is asleep and my wife is asleep and I have cleaned the kitchen and reset the house for the next day, I feel like I'm crossing some kind of finish line. Petting a cat while eating ice cream in pajamas. How do you get a cat into pajamas? And what flavor of ice cream will they eat while being petted? It's the ice cream you put in pajamas, and then you eat all that. For me, it's exercise. Being able to turn off my brain while listening to music and exerting all of my energy into something positive is something I wouldn't be able to find in anything else really except fitness. For me, it's lifting. Go down to my gym, crank the tunes and start lifting weights. In about 15 minutes the world is great again. If I miss a few workouts, everything just starts to low-key suck. But it's gotta be lifting. If I do a bunch of intense cardio, I get quiet and feel just a little sour. LOL. My favorite self-care day starts with putting my phone on Do Not Disturb. Next is getting a haircut and beard trim at the local barbershop. Then I go home and rinse off, hit the gym, and then hit up a bakery for a croissant. I finish the afternoon with a trip to see a movie by myself with a big sugary drink and a bag of popcorn that I pour M&Ms into. Gardening. I cannot speak to the why of it, but in numerous real-world settings, such as post-WW2 relocation camps, people who participated in gardening found their way back to health at a rate far greater than those who did not. I gardened with my mom when Iz is younger, then stopped for a long time. When I moved somewhere with actual land, I wanted to again, but it took me several years. But last year I finally did, and it felt so good. I think it's a combo of 1. Having a tangible result to your work. 2. The idea that you are helping something live, grow, do better. 3. I don't know what to call it, but I remember thinking about how what I was planting wasn't going to bloom until next year, and that means I'm thinking about and planning for and looking forward to the future, which was completely out of the picture in my worst depression. I just became a dad today. First time holding my baby and all of life's issues completely melted away, so I would say that. Travel. I'm always better in a new place. A massage. Music, dancing around to music. Ceramics. 1. Something about getting your hands in that malleable clay, being creative and making a mess. Baking bread from scratch. Something about kneading dough for 10 minutes straight just hits different. Plus, my apartment smells amazing and I get to stress eat warm bread after. Win-win. A good cry. Dungeons and Dragons. I've had many bad games through the years, but I can noticeably track the positive changes it's had on my confidence and interpersonal skills, which is crazy for a game where you do funny voices and math. Hitting the gym consistently and sticking to it. Tried therapy, and gym makes me feel infinitely better than going to therapy, lol. Psychedelics. I would argue they are superior to therapy. Taking a nap in the middle of the day. Food. And that's the problem. A big oil joint. Masturbating. Playtime with my dog. Had to scroll too much to find this. Dogs are wonderful creatures. Deep breaths and stargazing. Sunshine and hot coffee. Going to an 11 a.m. movie by yourself during the week. It's quiet. It's peaceful. I always end up becoming friends with a senior citizen. A good video game. A solo motorcycle ride. Seriously, nobody but us? They don't know what they're missing. Hiking. Listening to the sound of raindrops against the window. Chatting with a drink. Unexpected hugs from your teenagers. Splitting wood. It's great exercise, and when you get in a groove, it's almost meditative. I went over to a friend's house this week and we just ate pizza in our jammies and chatted. It was like being kids again. Evenings like that are good for your soul. Exploring your personal flaws with ChatGPT. Shopping. Long cuddle sessions with my cat. A good book to get lost in. Horror movies because hey, they're definitely doing worse than me. Backcountry camping with no one around for miles. When you wake up, start a fire and have bad instant coffee. Just sitting there listening to birds and the wind in the trees. Touching grass? I wonder how many that ironically suggested it have actually tried it. Yes, it's called grounding. Walking barefoot in the grass is incredible. New tattoo. Driving straight on a long road alone. At night with your favorite songs blasting. Watching my aquarium. Spending time with my 26-year-old horse, who is healthy and thriving thanks to all the work I've done with her. Woods, feeling the sunlight on your skin, swimming in a lake, hiking, anything to do with nature. It reminds me how small we are and how no matter how ugly the world can be, nature has been through it all and always comes out unique and the most beautiful thing. Breaking rules that limit you. Lego. Seriously though, I put an audiobook on and build something. It calms me down and gives me a sense of accomplishment. My latest hobby, solving jigsaw puzzles. Wow, has it done wonders for my mental health. Fishing. ASMR videos. Go outside to the middle of nowhere, preferably a body of water nearby. No one else, no kids screaming, no bustle of cars driving around. You, the wind, the sound of the waves lapping at the shore, maybe some birds or trees rustling. Stand there for 5 minutes, focus on your senses. No thoughts, just listen, smell, hear. It will change your life. Going to an indoor botanical garden in the winter. Talking to my dog about my problems. Dogs are the best therapists, followed closely by cats. Magic mushrooms. Listening to water move in nature. Infrared sauna, followed by carb loading for dinner and an early night. Long distance running. Tetris is supposed to help trauma survivors and minimize PTSD flashbacks. Listening to music and making playlists to dedicated traumas and actually getting better because you have an outlet for your emotions. I've done it multiple times and it works wonders. Drinking beers and staring into a fire. As a Catholic, sometimes confession. Wasting a scam caller's time. The Lord's work. Writing isn't exactly therapy, but it definitely feels like it. It allows me to process my thoughts and emotions in a rational way. And the great part is that it's free, and I don't have to pay for expensive therapy sessions. Having an honest hour-long conversation with yourself. It is a conscious effort that pays off. Psychedelic experiences of varying degrees like LSD or mushrooms that allow you to organically realize subconscious issues you have within yourself. Attending a live concert. Something about the energy and feeling the music can do a hard reset. Very loud and off-key car karaoke. You want the brutal truth? A good BDSM session with an ethical and talented sadist. I don't know why, but the kitchen in my house is usually really quiet and calming, so if I'm not in my room or out, I just sit in there cuddling my cat. Sounds silly, I know, but it just relaxes me so much. In general though, anytime, anywhere, cuddling with my cat is the most relaxing thing I can do. What's something that isn't therapy but feels like therapy? Leave a comment and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this one.